careful about it. And I do worry that some of our young people relate better to machines than they do to other people. Got to be careful. Any other? Yes, please. Will there ever be? Oh, next 2 years. Well, I was going to wonder if you had a terminus on this. I can't see much beyond 10 years. Probably as I grow older, it'll be 8. But I don't know. Pardon me? Well, there was an interest in creating it. We had in the city of Columbus 2 girls' schools, and they closed. And I still haven't figured out why. But, and it's very hard to restore something you close. And that's why I'm very reluctant to close existing institutions. But there has been talk about it. Yes?
Is the, if I may have the name of Cristo Rey High School, is that a diocesan movement or outside?
No, that's diocesan. It's for a very, I don't know if you know the concept of Cristo Rey. It is a school that is designed particularly for those students who are at an extremely low economic level. They're in real poverty, and who has never had an experience really of an adult who's sometimes graduated from high school, even certainly not from college. It is a design whereby the students actually work for their tuition. The school becomes self-sustaining through the work. So they go to class for 4 days and they work a 5th at jobs. And it's interesting that the Cristo Rey is quite a network throughout the United States. And they like to adapt to particular locations, but they have 2 very strong rules. One, they do not accept students above a particular economic level. They simply won't. And secondly, they do not accept children of alumni. Because if the children of the alumni are coming to the schools and they fail, that is a very interesting concept, but it's a self-sustaining reality, and it has done wonders for this group. The graduation rate in the Cristo Rey School is normally 98%. That's the rate of the acceptance into college. And once the students are in college, 86% of them obtain a degree. It's just remarkable. I think that's the end of the question period.
I won't be nearly as eloquent, but I will be briefer. I am really grateful for Bishop Campbell's presence this evening and for his willingness to come to St. Bridget of Kildare to talk about faith and service in Catholic education. Bishop Campbell has done an outstanding job this evening in giving us the philosophical and theological underpinnings of what we do here each and every day. And one of Bishop Campbell's remarks, which is the driving force for our school here at St. Bridget of Kildare, is to provide a Roman Catholic education and its value system to our students here at St. Bridget. And we work hard every day, in every class and in every subject, to make sure that our students understand their ordained creative energy in Christ and began to live out their Christian and Catholic identity here each and every day. As you know, we began our symposium with technology, and we are one of those schools, as Bishop alluded to, that have all the bells and the whistles. But we do technology here and continue to support technological services here because it helps us understand, using the positive resources that we have and the screens that we have placed on our technological system, to make sure that our students are channeled information about Roman Catholic values, about the good that society brings, and about their place in faith and service to the community. Our second part of our symposium was on assessment. And admittedly, we do assessment differently here than in other schools in the Diocese of Columbus. But we have been able to provide the statistical analysis of the success of our standard-based rating program, and we have been able to show how our students seamlessly enter our secondary Catholic school systems and remain successful. That's a great credit to our administration and our teachers who work every day, individually, one-on-one, to form the relationship that Bishop Campbell talked about, of teacher to student, to get them to understand what they read and to have a face to talk about what they have read, and to have a group of students to interact with about what they have learned. Next month, we will talk about funding for Catholic education and its future. And we will have Father Ron Nuzzi from the University of Notre Dame come and visit with us. But this evening, my point, in a practical way, building on Bishop Campbell's remarks, is simply to encourage you who are parents to also work each and every day to instill Roman Catholic values to your children and to support the programs that we have here, both in faith and worship, as well as in service. We have our RCIA candidates here this evening, and last week I was able to give them that tour of the church that each and every pastor does in his own ministry. And I bring those candidates to the altar, and I have them stand behind the altar, and I say to them, look out from where I stand, and you will see that I can see everyone who comes in late, everyone who leaves early, and more importantly, those that are not there on a Sunday or a weekend, and those children that are not there on a Sunday and a weekend. And regrettably, I have to tell you that 50% of the students that we have at St. Bridget Catholic School do not attend Mass on a regular basis, nor do their parents. And the foundation of this symposium, when I met with Miss O'Reilly to talk about it in the summer, was to try to find a forum and a way to encourage parents to begin to bring their students, their children, to Mass and to support what we do here each and every week when we celebrate the Eucharist with them. This is an ongoing struggle for us, and also an ongoing opportunity. we look forward to having our students and families together at Sunday Mass. Tomorrow, I will celebrate the Feast of St. Bridget at the First Friday Eucharist in our parish church. And I will have every single student join me for that liturgy. And probably many, many parents join me for that liturgy. But it's important for the church that struggled from the beginning of its existence in this country to become tolerated first as Catholics, and then successful in employment as Catholics, and then leaders in the community as Catholics, to instill those values, to give the gift of faith and grace and sacrament to these children so that they too will grow up and pass that faith along to their children. But more importantly, that they too will find their salvation in Christ, in and through the Roman Catholic Church. I say each and every year when I address parents, I work hard for Catholic education. I work hard to fund it. But I only work hard for Catholic education because I'm absolutely convinced that it is the best way for the church to pass on the faith, to sustain the faith, and to develop family life. This evening, you have heard wonderful things about the faith, about service, about what the Diocese of Columbus has done for Catholic schools, and you are all aware of what St. Bridget of Kildare School does for your children. Its hardworking administration, its talented staff, and the way in which that we try to provide each and every day the presence of Christ to them. Help us to do that. Bring your children to Mass each and every Sunday. Teach them the faith. Allow them to experience the gift that the bishop addressed. And in so doing, you will not only help them, but you too will attain your own salvation. I want to take the opportunity to thank the bishop again for coming out on a cold winter night, for battling through 3:15 and the OSU-Michigan game, and also to thank him for his leadership here in the Diocese of Columbus, and particularly for his continued presence and interest at St. Bridget of Kildare Parish. Immediately following Ms. O'Reilly's closing remarks, we will have a little reception in our school cafeteria. I ask you to please join me for that. It's being put on by our Health and Wellness Committee, so you'll see a lot of whole grains.